jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What's good, everyone? Salute. WCS back on the boulevard once again. Let me pull up something right quick. Touch bases on something right quick. If you're in the building, hit the like button. So at this point in time, I wanted to basically go through the definition of something that may be active somewhere on this social media realm. I thought I'd take it upon myself, since I did complete. I say in college I completed maybe about, I would say, 4 to 5 credits in psychology. So right now what I want to do is read that may be the reason why a lot of individuals that are active members who are supporting the sport of boxing continue to dive headfirst back into the darkest side, you know what I'm saying, of psychological depression, you know what I'm saying, abusive statement, just relapsing in this whole Crawford and Spence situation. So schizophrenia, right, is a serious mental condition of type involving a breakdown in the relation between thought, emotion, and behavior, leading to faulty perception, inappropriate actions and feelings, withdrawal from reality and personal relationships into fantasy and illusion, and a sense of mental fragmentation. Once again, schizophrenia is, the definition is a serious mental condition of a type involving a breakdown in the relation between thought, emotion, and behavior, leading to faulty perception, inappropriate actions and feelings, withdrawal from reality and personal relationships into fantasy and delusion, and a sense of mental fragmentation. Now, WCS is not mentioning any names. First and foremost, I want to put the disclaimer out there. I am not mentioning any names whatsoever. This is just a generalization. No one intended. I'm just reading off a definition of a mental state that I believe is actively existing internal to the social media realm. Now, when it said withdrawal from reality and personal relationships into fantasy and delusion, I said to myself, that's it. I said that's it, because these individuals, they choose not to let go, brother. They choose not to let go. So look, I had to take my 4.3 to 5 credits, and I said, man, this is enough, man. I gotta put on my white jacket. I have to put on my focals. You know what I'm saying? I have to start understanding how to properly pronounce these medical terms. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. The noun for schizophrenia is psychiatry. Schizophrenia is spelled SCHIZOPHRENIA. Once again, I am no way, shape, or form identifying anyone specifically. That's not what I'm getting at all. I am just speaking out into the humanity, wherever that's humanity is. I'm just speaking out into humanity. I'm just speaking into the air, really. I hope my word carry over to someone. You know what I'm saying? Just like pollen. Right now, in the first day of spring, I want my words to pollinate someone else's psychological garden and allow them to cultivate new thoughts when it comes to Spence and Crawford. Crawford, Spence, Spence and Crawford. Crawford, Spence, Spence, Crawford, Crawford, Spence. We have to do something. I am trying to be an advocate, y'all. I am trying to be an advocate. We are under siege again. God damn. Look. The YTC is under siege again. Alert. The YTC is under siege again, y'all. I repeat, the YTC is under siege by the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence topic of discussion once again. Once again, y'all. I'm here to help. I'm here to rally everyone who will listen, who can be on my side. I'm here to save lives. The YTC is under siege again. Let's go over some things. Okay. Let's talk about the mid part of the brain. The mid part of the brain consists of cataloging information, routing, selective mapping, Selective mapping on what we perceive from the environment. Information that is remembered and processed through the cerebral cortex. Listen, people, I want you to take these words I'm telling you and know that I hold you totally accountable for knowing first and foremost how to perceive your environment. Okay? Listen to WCS now. Listen to me, man. Don't come over here with no negative energy. We are all positive. All right? Don't get mad because I read off the definition of schizophrenia and you act like I directed that towards one person. I didn't. All right? I'm here with honest, I'm talking about genuine intentions to help people understand help them understand how to maximize their abilities. Routing information, what you perceive from the environment. Now, speaking of what we perceive from the environment of the YTC is that many of us have heard this information come out previously over the years. All right. If someone was to walk up and spit in your face, right? They just was to walk up and spit in your face. Though there's 365 days in the annual calendar, you will remember that day that person spit in your face every single waking second of that calendar year, right? Because we live in a numeric simulation. All right. We're supposed to switch years at the last day of December, head into a simulated month of January to restart the calendar, right? So therefore, if someone was to spit in your face, you will remember that because you would have cataloged that information and you would have perceived that from your environment, somebody spit in your face. Now, when it comes to this specific topic, how many times do you all have to be spat on? How many days have you been thinking about it? Come on, let's be honest, man. How many days do you have to be spat on with this topic? As adults, some of y'all niggas old as shit. I ain't gonna lie. You in your 40s and 50s. Man, some of you niggas old as shit, right? I expect certain educational competence to be first. Not second or third, to be first. That educational competence deals with the basic high school. I speak about this all the time because within that frame of education, that time when you was enjoying life and everything was young and healthy and vibrant, your metabolism was good, you know what I'm saying? We can do a lot more than we do now. We were able to perceive our environment. You know, fellas, if we saw a nice looking girl walking down, you know what I'm saying? You was like, man, she looked nice. You perceived your environment. That was perception. If the school was having a good lunch for once in a motherfucking week, he's like, man, this look good. If you look at your report card and you thought all the days you missed and skipped school, there's no way you can still have an A. You perceived the environment because you had your report card in your goddamn hand. But what I'm asking you all to do is think back when your mind was much younger, right? And you didn't have the wisdom that you had now. So now that we have grown up and we have the wisdom that we have, I'm just trying to break the shit down for you just a little bit simpler than when you initially found out God blessed you with this shit. God bless you with the ability to be competent. He didn't bless you with the ability to continue to get spat on. You have been thinking about this for the last several years, every single day, y'all. Every single day. And you continue to be spat on. And you keep coming off just because you go home and you wash your face. You wash your motherfucking face, man. You wash it. You're saying to yourself, no, it ain't that bad, man. It ain't that bad. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It ain't that bad. You keep on. So I go back to the definition of schizophrenia. The withdrawal from reality and personal relationships into fantasy and delusion. Obviously, there is some type of sickness that's going around that allow people to basically sustain a state of fantasy. The fantasy that, hey, if they keep on mentioning this fight, no, back up. If they mention this fight, 3-4 years ago, and it didn't happen, okay, it's still hope. If they mention this fight 3 years ago, it didn't happen, it's still hope. They mentioned that fight 2 years ago, it didn't happen, it's still hope. They mentioned this fight a year ago, in 2022, it didn't happen, it's still hope. We in 2023. Just when I thought there was absolve, just when I thought the restraints have been lifted, this topic comes back in. This topic starts to take over and control the minds of those lost souls who have been spat on for years thinking about this freaking topic. And I say to myself all the time in private when I'm meditating, I'm saying, why aren't they regretful? Why aren't they regretful on continuing to be abused? Older adults. These are individuals who are providing wisdom for somebody within their family. These are individuals that are smart, intelligent, fruitful individuals who choose to get spat on. God. So you continue to get spat on with this topic, and it takes you through the mental fragmentation. You know what I'm saying? You start to deal with the mental fragmentation. It seems like something's going on psychologically. You just can't put the pieces together because they're busy falling out your skull. You've taken so much damage. You never really understand the small fractures before they became big fractures. Now you're walking around here with an open head wound and you can't even feel the punishment that you're getting, bro. What is going on with y'all? What the hell is going on, man? I don't see them producers walking around. I don't see any cameras. Like this is a freaking sci-fi movie. What is going on, man? I don't know. Where can I pick up the Addy? Where is the nexus to this location, the rally point? I want to be there. I want to ask some questions. Who is your leader? Can somebody please tell me? Can somebody please step up and explain this? You don't need to repudiate anything. I don't want to digress from what you truly believe in, all right? I'm not here to try to have mind control over you myself. I'm not. I'm speaking to you in a way to help you kind of understand what may be potentially going on actively with yourself. You are human beings who have full-time jobs. You have full-time lives. You have places that you go, people you see, things that you are doing on a daily basis. Some of you spend the majority of that time on a daily schedule on YouTube. Therefore, there's a process there is a core. There is a vortex core on YouTube where information is disseminated and individuals become mesmerized. They become under a spell of hypnosis and they cannot relieve themselves. They can't get far away from it because, you know, the shit is just like they can't see it. They're under a spell, bro. They can't pull themselves away from this topic. Can somebody please provide me with the source of the chicanery? Please, somebody provide me with the source of the trickery. Is it witchcraft? Is it magic? Because I talk about the hocus pocus all the time, but please, how can I be expedient in trying to come up with a formula to gather what I need to do to resolve this? What is the panacea for this shit? What is a booster shot? Is there some type of serum? Is there? It's definitely not therapy. It's not consultations. No, this is something deadly. This is something more serious. For this to continue to have mind control over individuals who have been hurt, who is walking around with open head wounds, and they don't want to do anything about it. Now, what I'm attempting to do is I'm going to basically make entry into my live chat. I'm about to make entry into my live chat. All I want to do is make it a point to say that none of what I've said during this live is directed to anyone that's currently in my live chat or any listening ears, whether you support or not. This is just a live stream and speaking out in a generalization, nothing that is direct. So don't take it as that, right? Don't take it as that. I am going to attempt further research and trying to figure out how I can break down this. How can I come up with a psychological formula with the evidence that I know I have? I'm going to perform one of the largest deductive formula freaking problem solving methods ever on the YTC to attempt to derive a result as to why individuals continue to be mind controlled over this Crawford Spence revelation. People was smashed on top of the head last year when they said, hey, guess what? Breaking. This shit is gonna be the announcement July 4th. It's gonna be announced on September 4th. Oh, it's gonna be announced in October at a fight that don't make any sense for this fight to be announced. It's gonna be announced at the Tyson Fury Dillian White. Yeah, it's gonna be announced. It's gonna be nothing. Nothing. And that was, look, you're talking about after Errol Spence fought Udinese Ugas. After. All the back and forth, the administrative logistics was spoke about in the public. Nothing happened with every phonetic character that was formed into a sentence and distributed out to the listening ear of whoever the viewers were. Those who received the audio, those who received the videos, those who sat back there and paid attention to your favorite host, you too were let down. You too was spat on from this topic. Let me attempt to make entry into my live chat and identify those individuals that have came over to support the channel. I truly appreciate you. Big shout out to the supporters. Dead Game Boxing on deck. What's good? Dead Game starts off with how much are the tickets? This is what I'm talking about. This is light, humorous fun, but he said, how much are the tickets? They used to have a drink named Hypnotic. You know what I'm saying? They used to have a drink called Hypnotic. I'm trying to find out what it is today. Like, what is allowing these individuals to be mind controlled like that, to be spat on with a topic over and over again? It's a moment that they continue to think about every day of their lives, bro. They can get on here and pretend like they're talking about and thinking about other boxing matches, but each and every time that they visit the YTC, whether they're a content creator or just a true boxing fan subscriber who has certain channels, they're still considered word of mouth. They're still able to transmit information from one host to another listener or two, or to another host. How to transfer it from host to host? Listening to that one host and being in the chat of another host and dropping that information into their live chat. That's how they transmit from host to host. And that's how that dissemination begins to run rapid. Big Blunt say, what's going on, Big Blunts? Let OG don't do it. I am being absolutely genuine. I had to bring up the definition of schizophrenia for a reason. Let me stop sharing that. I don't want anyone to get offended. You know how people don't have sense of humor? You know what I'm saying? People don't have sense of humor anymore. But yet they're complaining about what WCS is speaking on. But yet I don't lie to you on purpose. I don't sit up here and try to lie to you, but you rather hang out and show homage to people who lie to you. I don't get it. I thought at this point in my life, I've lived long enough to pretty much assume what the behavior should be like. I've been around long enough so I can say, okay, age appropriation, maturity, everything that's coupled into that. Though this particular person right here seems like they should know. They should have a cognitive type of understanding as what's going on and how to perceive their environment. But that's not the case. That's not the case. I'm serious. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good with it? Who is worse, schizophrenic or the one listening to the schizophrenic? Good shit, dog. One starts off to be innocent, that game. You cannot couple them together because one has already, one is already actively diagnosed. They are actively suffering from it. So if they're actively suffering from it and they're possessing or they're displaying that type of behavior, right? The one who is a listener is innocent. That listener has to be around them enough to the point where they become spellbound also. They become brainwashed. They have listened to so much information from this schizo that they too start to act different. That's all I'm saying, brother. Shout out to my guy, Shaw News and Sauce Experience, aka Showtime, Shaw Team Tucker on deck. What's good with it? Salute to you. I just dropped my clickbait. Yeah, I checked it out before I came on live, bro. Good shit. Continue to drop those vids, man. They're all over the place on IG. You know what I'm saying? Good work as always. Good work as always, man. Great work. Smash the like button. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, man. Y'all definitely check out Shaw News the Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Showtime Shaw, previous known as Jacko Fitness. Can someone please answer my question? You cannot group them together because, listen, a schizophrenic doesn't put a sign, doesn't have a badge that's who they are. A schizophrenic can have a decent conversation with somebody, and if that person allow themselves to linger or hold hold court with dialogues on a consistent basis, the schizophrenic may be able to convince that person that the information that they're hearing has merit. You know what I'm saying? They hang around enough. But that listening to a schizophrenic doesn't make them a schizophrenic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen to them once or twice don't make them a schizophrenic. See, the only thing that I think that I have to shorten up the time frame as to someone picking up this mental illness is the YTC. I think with the Crawford Spence dang topic, I think how you put it, the infectious part of it, the contagiousness. I think the time is very, very short. Like, you can be affected very quickly, y'all. Very, very quickly. You can be infected very quickly. This is potent. You can be affected very, very quickly with this information. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't go and be talking, have a conversation with somebody just a little bit of time and then walk away and never see them again and they rub off on you. You know what I'm saying? The mental illness sticks with you. No. You have to continue to visit and revisit over and over again, remediate the information that you're hearing. And then all of a sudden that fragmentation will start to take its course. Used to display behavior, and you would never where you heard it from first. I'm just saying right here in the YTC, is there a cure? Yes. Do I believe in the cure that this will be effective? No, I do not. That cure is pretty much thinking for yourself and knowing what to listen to and keep and what to discard and walk away from. If you jettison something, leave it. But if someone is listening to the same host or two all the time, I'm pretty certain it's going to take them a short period of time to be infected. It's going to take them a pretty short period of time to be infected. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Jabal Neasy on deck, man, with the $2 super chat. Who's willing to be Bud's new record of 40-0, 31 knockouts? That's a good question, Neasy. I'm trying to find out from these individuals who continue to run in place and be spat on by this topic over again and again over before someone just exhale and say, you know what, I'm done. You know how they said when you was growing up, don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. Them teachers and freaking mentors, so to speak, they said, don't ever quit. Push through it. Don't ever quit. I'm telling you, this is a moment where you should just quit. It's okay. Give your mind a rest, man. It's okay. Just digress. Walk away, bro. Walk away until you see the first punch thrown. Until you see the first punch thrown. Walk away. Walk away. Do not become infected by this potent. This is a potent infectious. This is a potent contagious. Very, very potent. I'm telling y'all, be careful. I'm in your best interest. Be careful. Alexander, what's good? Appreciate Jamal Neezy with the $2 super chat, man. I don't know, brother. I'm about to bring up Bruce Gas Boxing Jasmine. What's good? Salute. What's good? So Oz come over here and say he's been telling us that Arrow. Let me get back. What did you say? That Arrow only has one fight left. Okay, so let's look at some educational material. All right, let's speak on some specific criteria, social media criteria, material that was released by the pound for pound Omaha monster, Terrence Crawford, right? Okay, let's start from the bottom, because the bottom, that's where we know hell to be, right? So let's start at the bottom. Devil heavy on me, trying to take me back to them cold nights around that corner. Okay? Of course, he's talking about some other situation that may be weighing on him heavy. It's definitely not Errol Spence trying to take him back to those cold nights around the corner. We just know that not to be true. And you know, the devil really don't direct people in cold places. He may be, pretty much referring to someone that reminds him of what the devil may be. I'm just saying. Being that he recently had someone break in his house, yeah, he might be pissed off about that. I ain't gonna lie. He might be pissed off about that, no doubt. I would be too. He came on here and said, hey, Bud came on and said $100K for whoever know who did it. Sooner or later, somebody gonna know. I don't know how the street life is over there in Omaha, people getting chains, but I know over here, we've seen it happen. Certain individuals go get chains. They get your chain back. Of course, you're going to have to pay the toll to cross that bridge and get your jewelry, but I'm just saying, they find out where that's at. Let's go to the second one up. Terrence Crawford says, we at the end. I repeat, Bud Crawford sent out a tweet that said, we at the end. Now, does he expect me to draggle this tweet once again? Draggle means to trail on the ground, to follow behind slowly. That's what draggle means, right? But do you expect me to draggle this and try to figure out what you're speaking on, brother? I am being absolutely serious when I ask you this. I have been on record as getting on Spence for being indecisive and speaking subliminally. And it's just something that I don't appreciate, because I feel like as consumers, we don't deserve to be draggled. It's no sense in to drag us along with subliminal tweets. We have went through enough, man. Especially content creators who are out here eagerly searching for new topics, content, information, all that, to go up here and read subliminal tweets. What's wrong with putting names to this? What's wrong with attaching a name? We at the end, we take two names. We can associate them together to combine whatever thought you want us to have. You could just remove we and give us the two names, bro. That's it. If you want to speak a third person, you can give your name, their name. If you want to speak in first person, you can provide that, and then I, myself, and then the name of the person that you're speaking on. But to sit up here and say we at the end, man, you know how much criticism I give Arrow for coming on here and putting out subliminal tweets, basically puppetizing the listeners. I don't like that, man. I don't like it. And I know it's up to me. It's my choice on whether to read it or not. I get it, bro. I get it. It's my choice on whether to read. But I'm trying to, pretty much stay on the level of, understanding when it comes to boxing that you all have capabilities of going in there fighting in hand-to-hand combat. It's a lot of things you all have to learn. It's a lot of things that you train throughout the years. You have a huge catalog of information, remediated information that you have perfected enough to be considered to be an elite boxer, right? Why can't you be elite on Twitter? Why can't y'all be elite, man? Bud, I'm asking you this, man, because I expect more from you when it comes to this, bro. Why can't y'all be elite on Twitter? Why is Twitter becoming one of those areas where it's the magic show of all magic shows? Y'all cannot just give us a clear, concise sentence on what you're speaking on so people can start spreading the word. Just you can give us a hint, man. Finally, you're going to see me square up with that Texas boy. I mean, something. Just give us something. Finally, you're going to see me square up with that Texas. I mean, goddamn, give us something. Okay. I ain't going to lie. That'll still be a little open-ended, but it'll narrow it down because we know Jermell Charlo ain't about to fight you anytime soon. So we'll say, okay, it has to be Spence, right? If you say, well, I can't change what's in stone. I can't change what they already have. You know what I'm saying? I can't change. They got to fight the fight. Then we'll know you're going to fight your mandatory. But we at the end, who is we, bro? Who deserves a wink? Bud, come on, bro. Man, come on. Help me out, man. I need some more information to add to my understanding on how to talk about this. Who is we at the end, bro? Who is that pertaining to? I say I've been telling y'all Arrow has one fight at 147. Look, we kind of curious on what his next fight is going to be. You know what I'm saying? If we had any type of indication where his next fight is going to be, then it'll pick up our spirits when it comes to this. Like, if his next fight is at 47, that means, okay, now we understand why he haven't taken a fight at the beginning of the year, because he has to lose that weight to get back down to 147. And that's what I have to assume, which lead me to this next tweet. Terrence said, shit be crazy how y'all just assume something and then just wrong with it. Well, my brother, you know I fuck with you heavy, Terrence. But I have to hold you accountable in this, man. What do you expect us to do as content creators? If you all sending subliminal tweets out to the fans and the consumers, the content creators, you all sending subliminal tweets out to us, and you act like you don't understand what puppetizing the media really means. It's no way that y'all communicate when you're doing business like this. It's no way that you communicate in this type of format. This is not a metric that you use when you're communicating with business, man. You don't sit up here and express vague, very, very vague request. You're not negotiating like that. You're being specific on the numbers. You're being specific on what you want. You're being very, very specific. You're not being vague like y'all are on Twitter. And look, it gets to a point where that last, You talking about shit be crazy. You're right. That's why I'm speaking on the way I am. Because it is crazy there, bud. It's crazy how the fighters puppetize us so much and send out subliminal tweets that we have to assume. Now, some of us assume more than others. Some of them people out there assume so much that they create their own freaking result or conclusion, and y'all get mad because they took your subliminal tweet and came up with their own fantasy conclusion. You can't be mad at somebody assuming when you all are very vague, securitists. You don't get straight to the point. You just want to sit up here and say, well, shit be crazy how y'all just assume. That's the only thing we got to do. I mean, the only thing left is to assume. Let me take a guess. Let me take a guess. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Why are our age-appropriate content creators who spend overtime sometime speaking on various topics in this YTC, you think we don't have the right to question the method for which y'all address us? Of course we can. Of course we have the right. Because we're putting out information on y'all. We want to make sure we have the right information. But we can't have the right information if we're trying to piece shit together that we really don't have all the ABC, all the points. We don't have all the valid points. We're missing information. We don't have everything. So the only thing we left to do, because fighters a lot of the time puppetize the listeners, is assume. It's assuming close to being critical. It shouldn't be criticized or anything. I think it's pretty healthy for us to assume. Now, it's different for certain content creators, no doubt. Like, I don't jump rope with assumptions. Some people do. I just don't jump rope with assumptions. Every time I see something, that I just go ahead and jump rope, and it becomes so easy. And I'll say, yeah, I'm gonna put this, and this. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't sit here and continue to make that a habit of mine to jump rope off assumptions because you all are on Twitter sending out subliminal tweets. If we're wrong, guess what? That's because we assume based off the lack of vague information that y'all put out on Twitter for us, the consumers and the content creators and anyone else that participate in supporting boxing. You all, the fighters, put out vague information all the time. I'm just being as sincere as possible. Y'all have vague information all the time, and this is not preschool, bro. This is not freaking preschool. This is not special ed. None of that. The fighters put out boxers, not on the MMA side of the house. They don't run these games. But when it comes to boxing, it's always vague tweets put out. You're not speaking to a group of pigeons tossing goddamn cracker bits out there. Breadcrumbs. You can't feel some type of way based off what the way I feel. I've been out here saying that fighters need to, egress from putting out vague tweets and just speak to us like we human beings. You have to, it should be some type of common decency and respect to think that, okay, yeah, some bad content out here on YouTube, I get it. But your entire decision to put information out shouldn't be consistent with being extremely vague. You know what I'm saying? Something that we have to assume to figure out, something we have to troubleshoot. We shouldn't have to do that as content creators. That's all I'm saying, bro. No one understands any of this. So since we don't understand it, me, WCS, since I don't understand it, there's no way I can read your tweet and take it no sort of way as if, you know what, I'm wrong a little bit. I've been assuming. No, I'm going to continue to assume. If I put forth the effort, I'm going to continue to assume because you all put out vague tweets. And and kind of give me the vibe like, you see them damn groups of pigeons when you walking through the park and you throw breadcrumbs out there. And everybody just go over there and pick up a breadcrumb like it's new and refreshing. That could be stale ass bread you had in the trunk of your car for a minute. But them pigeons don't know the difference. They eat that shit up like it's damn gourmet meal. I'm just telling you, what is this about? Shit be crazy how y'all just assume something and then just wrong with it. What are we wrong about? How are we supposed to be right if we don't have the information from y'all to make it right? How are we supposed to be correct? Somebody tell me that. How are we supposed to be on point? How are we supposed to line up and direct our arrows and put the right information out there if you all are on Twitter using it as a joystick? You all are using Twitter as a joystick. That's it. A controller. Y'all up here putting half-ass tweets out here running combos and shit like that, like y'all playing freaking PS5 or something. What happened to speaking clearly and concisely to your audience and letting us know something, man? I'm exhausted with this shit when it comes to boxing because it don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bud, this makes no sense. Just like I told Spence, this makes no sense, man. How y'all be subliminally talking about certain things, but yet y'all, you seem to be criticizing us off assumptions when we have no other method for which to come to a result on what you're speaking on. How are we supposed to come up with the answer? What would be crazy? Because we see the fight. What be crazy with assuming, since we have to put bits and pieces together and try to basically do an investigation as to what you're trying to say on Twitter? And if we're wrong, you can't put too much thought into it because that's exactly what you get from assuming. An ass out of you and me, right? So all of what I'm reading off to my listeners, of course, if we assume, it makes an ass out of you and me, right? But how we can clear this up is once the tweet is sent out, put it out with some clarity. Be concise. Get straight to the point. Don't go in and winding about, all around putting out incomplete thoughts just so, people can go screenshot and say, oh, what is this exactly? What is this? I don't understand what this is about. Anybody know? And then people just assume. And then you all get mad because you put out a vague, empty tweet for us to assume what it is. But yet, once we assume wrong and put the information out, it's a problem. How can it be a problem with us? This is not cool at all. It's no way that you can say it's a problem with us on the YTC when you're putting out vague freaking tweets. Boxers do it all the time. Boxers put out vague tweets to grown and as adults who want to come see you fight. I'm keeping that shit 100 because I ain't a pigeon. I'm not a fucking pigeon. Y'all put out vague tweets like you out there spreading breadcrumbs to a group of pigeons. Like we scrounging for food. Why don't y'all clean up and articulate yourselves better? Why don't y'all have a common decency and respect, knowing that you're communicating with people who really support you? But we're not supporting you as a peon. We're not supporting you as a subordinate. We're supporting you as an equal when it comes to age appropriation of understanding. That's what we're supporting you. All WCS is doing is asking you to communicate more effectively. Y'all boxers are sending out freaking vague ass tweets. And when this shit get back, people gonna say, oh, well, He just whining. I know I ain't whining, bitching nothing. I'm telling you straight up as a grown ass man, this shit is foolish. It's pointless to be reading tweets from guys who understand athletes, top level athletes, who understand and know how to go in there and delegate and execute physical technique, know how to break their adversary and foe down. Y'all know how to do that. Y'all are special high-level athletes. But yet you're trying to tell me when it comes to forming a sentence, you don't have enough respect for the listener and the viewers to form a complete thought so that it can be clear, so it can be with clarity once you hit that send button out on Twitter and send that tweet out. Everything on Twitter is vague. It's only in boxing, y'all. Only the boxers puppetize and send out information that's incomplete. And there's no way that I'm going to take accountability to say I'm assuming and sometime I'm wrong. And just because I assume they end up being incorrect, I should feel some type of culpability. I should feel guilt. Hell no, I ain't feeling no guilt. I'm just telling y'all fighters what it is, man, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. I'm tired of playing this little alphabet game, and y'all use Twitter as a place that doesn't even give you that policy holding. If Twitter said, hey, this is a forum where we like you to send out vague tweets and just really challenge your listeners. That's not Twitter. We don't read Mike Carpenter and Keith Eiting, all these other dudes sending out vague ass information. If they're trying to lead us to a possible fight that might be around that area, they'll say nearing looking. Nearing looking. It's looking, nearing. Or whatever other word they want to use. But with this nonsense right here, I see it all too often. I see it all too often. That shit's just foolish. I ain't gonna lie. It's foolish, man. We know how to communicate way better than that. If someone was to say any type of aspersions or vulgarity, to a fighter, they'll pick up on that. They'll pick up on that quick. If anybody was to say anything derogatory, and it's disrespectful, they'll pick up on it. Someone has to continue to speak negative about you. Obviously, the people who speaking negative about you is speaking concisely enough for you to understand that they're speaking negatively on you, for you to get frustrated and exhausted and to respond to them. So guess what? I'm frustrated with you all, you professional fighters that's out here being supported by individuals like myself who choose to sit up here and puppetize us with empty, open-ended, vague freaking tweets like you feeding a group of pigeons. I gotta call it for what it is, man. You ain't dealing with no freaking daycare kids, man. Y'all fighters should take more understanding. Like, just look at it like, okay, it's some content creators that really want to support these fighters. You know what I'm saying? They really want to put the time and effort and feel like, appreciation is being returned. You know what I'm saying? Because they're putting hard-earned effort to speak highly of specific fighters. That's just the way it's supposed to be. But when it comes down to this social media, being that we communicate on social media often, daily, at a high frequency, then it comes down to WCS. I'm reading this over and over again. I'm screenshotting this shit, and I'm like, this is all a treasure hunt at the end of the day for the wrong reasons. A treasure hunt where there's no prize. You find a motherfucking chest and you open it, there's nothing in it. Most of the time, there's nothing in it. They send all these subliminal tweets out, and a lot of times it's nothing in it of value Period. G Money, what's good? Maybe he can't say much about the negotiation, whether it's Spence or Rocha. Shout out to G Money for the comment. So G Money, as long as these fighters been fighting, why only is boxing where fighters can't say nothing, where they can't even place a narrative out there that leads us to leads us. You just point us in the right direction. You lead us into the direction so we can understand. There's plenty of ways on how to articulate that. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of ways on how to form a sentence and put that out to the public that, okay, we know. It's not like they're putting out logistics, so to speak. It's not like they're giving you the fine details of conversations that's been had internally, table talks. No, you can pretty much point us in either direction in the fork in the road. It's going to be Spence or Rocha. That's all we need to know. It's as easy as that. There's no way somebody can put a tweet out and say, we just be assuming when you boxers, you professional athletes, you high-level elite athletes, you have the capability of putting out a well-formed, well-worded tweet that we don't have to freaking guess and brainstorm what you talking about. This shit is old. This shit is old, bro. Nobody else want to mention it? It does. I don't care, man. It's old. I treat people with a certain level of respect, you know, if it's warranted. You know what I'm saying? I do. They don't have to ask for it. I treat them with a certain level of respect, no problem. But, you know, hanging around this boxing social media, you know, these platforms that we supposed to be highlighting and keeping these fighters' name relevant, you know, not like we receiving anything. We're doing this stuff off the strength of passion and dedication. And then it's always, okay, we're waiting. And then you want to send out an empty tweet. That shit don't make any sense. Karate Body, what's good? What's good, chat? Hope everybody is good, no doubt. I'm straight, fam, no complaints. Lost all the boxers. Salute to you. Feel me in what's going on. I mean, what are you talking about, feel me in? Why people come over here and say feel me in? And I've been an hour. It's been an hour already. Q come over here talking about, yeah, okay. Fill me in, man. What? Go back from the beginning. Rewind this shit. Go back from the beginning. What we talking about? You know, I just got in here. Fill me in. Nah, dog. You have to hit the replay, dog. You have to hit the replay. I'm just speaking about, at this juncture, I'm just speaking about the tweets that Terrence Crawford put out and how I feel that it's puppetizing the media. You're just dangling us on a string for information when it should be straight to the point. Straight to the point doesn't mean you have to tell us detail for detail. No, straight to the point is, where's my center mass? Where's my center mass? Just lead me to the center mass and I can do the rest because I'm competent enough to comprehend where you're leading me. That's it. I'm competent enough. So just lead me to center mass and I'm good. Not this, oh man, this Scrabble again. Let's try to do a word search. What is he doing? Let me see, what are they talking about now? No, people ain't trying to do a word puzzle. This is not an Easter egg hunt. This is not looking down in the drain for a penny that you drop just because you thought it might have some value more than it's worth. No, we're talking about communication within the sport of boxing from those athletes that we support heavy. I'm talking about anyone who support they fighter heavy. reading tweets that should be formed a lot better than what they are. And it shouldn't be a troubleshooting method to brainstorm where you're trying to get at. And then when the wrong information is distributed, we press send on what we believe. We're assuming what we believe you're talking about. Then if we're wrong, we're all the way wrong. It's only one person to blame, and that was the sender of the original tweet. Now, if you're talking about something else that's totally dealing with what people are talking about, just coming up with 1 through 5, 1 through 10 about something dealing with you, I can see where you can be headed with that. But I'm staying on course here. I'm just saying, when it comes down to these tweets, more times than not, you see fighters putting tweets out that don't make any sense, and people up here guessing like it's a fucking treasure hunt, bro. Why do we have to guess? Just tell us so we can start making, content about it. That's it. Instead of pigeon feeding, ain't nobody trying to go through that shit. What up, IB? Who IB on deck? What's good with it? Oh, hey, see, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about with being played with. So blunts say, okay, I'm too old for these mind games. Us young niggas got time to play. See, you shouldn't even allow yourself to be played with. You know damn well, bro, what I'm talking about. You know damn well nobody's gonna play with you. No. Y'all know. The cats is in the chat, man. Y'all know you're not going to allow people to play with you. But since I'm speaking on something that's remote and you all are not going to have any direct contact, then you'll say, oh, okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead. All right. Take me through that mental psyche. I want that examination. Go ahead. Brainwash me. I'm here. I don't think you could do it. No, man, you shouldn't want to be played with, dog. Man, this is a routine that goes on year after year after year, bro. Month after month after month, week after week after week, day after day after day, hour after hour after hour, minute after minute after minute, seconds after seconds of disappointment when it comes to certain aspects of information that we're truly waiting on. We're waiting on this information. So you know damn well you don't want to be played with. You want to get the information so you can move on and start talking about it. So, it can be panels. It can be the topic of your live stream. You say, okay, this is what I want to talk about because the information is out there. I want y'all input on this. We're going to do a round robin on the panel. I want everybody input on what you think about this topic. But when you send tweets out like this, and you say shit be crazy how y'all be assuming something and then just wrong, that's usually the result when we don't get a clear, concise tweet to begin with. If the origin of the information is vague, then we already know what type of system that we're dealing with right now. It's like a conveyor belt. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker's just waiting by the conveyor belt for new information. Okay, here we go. They're willing to take anything off the conveyor belt and run with it. They gather up all this information just to do a live stream, just to then, and not only is the fighters puppetizing the consumers are puppetizing other consumers. That's where the schizo come in at. That's where the mental health, the disease sets in. Because since we are assuming, a lot of people they become supererogatory with this shit, and they come up with these damn lies and clickbait. And what they do is end up puppetizing and building up their dang audience over there in the live chat to become zombies. To become zombies. That you can play with them all day long. I didn't know, Blunts, you like to be played with. I didn't know you was that, just because you was young, you can't. That's very contradicting on the way you think, because you pretty much said when you get my age, you hopefully this shit don't be going on and this, that, and the other. So that tells me your compass, you're trying to make improvements so you won't have to go and experience certain things in life, right? So that proves to me that right where you at right now, you're not trying to go through no clown shit. You're not trying to go through it, bro. So I ain't gonna take that. I'm not gonna take that seriously. That the young is like to be played with. Not where I'm at. Not where I'm at. Not where I'm at. These youngins ain't trying to get played with at all. Play with them if you want to, dog. Look, this damn time, these youngins are freaking over the top with simple shit that they've been played with. You can't even joke around with the youngins no more. Especially state, you don't have to have a goddamn license to have a concealed no more. Like it's a wild, wild west, man. It's the OK Corral. So you want to go up here and play with the youngins if you want to? Shh, okay. Pop on deck, what's good? You gotta convince your brain that the fight is happening. Next, once you do that, it gets easier. You know, there's a diagnosis for that, right? I use it all the time. It's called manipulation. It's called manipulation. It is. You have a choice. If you do something wrong the first time, it's a mistake. But the second, third, and fourth, it's a choice, bro. You make a choice when you know something isn't healthy and you continue to go back to it. It's a choice. It's clearly a choice that you're making to understand that something is absolutely wrong, but you choose to revisit. You choose to go back to the scene. You know what I'm saying? You choose to be a part of the problem. And since you love being a part of the problem, you start to condition yourself to be the problem. You become desensitized and you continue to take the abuse and you feel it's okay. Come on, Blunts. Come on, Blunts, man. I know a percentage of that is you just, semi-trolling. I get it. But, bro, no youngin' I know likes to be played with. Not where I'm at. And I know they ain't trying to be played with up in B-more. I know that. This is insane. I'm so tired of hearing about Spence versus Crawford. It's been like 5 years almost. I can't do it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Earlier, I just had the schizophrenia, the definition of schizophrenia up here. And, I was reading off the definition for those of you who didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make a point. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make a point. Schizophrenia, a serious mental condition of a type involving a breakdown in the relation between thought, emotion, and leading to faulty perception, inappropriate actions, feelings, withdrawal from reality and personal relationships, family illusion, fragment, then you know what's the definition for that. That's all I'm saying. Take it however you may, but that's all I'm saying. That's the definition. Now, once again, as I said earlier, it wasn't directed at no specific human being. It was pretty much just giving you the information, just a general statement for discussion. That's all. Jones said, oh, "Okay, so it's fresh. That makes sense. You still gonna do the soul for sure. Shut now. I have strong belief. He said, I have strong belief that it's going down. Or we can play on Twitter and try to decode tweets, but we can't play about too much more than that. I'm just saying, don't you get tired of trying to decipher tweets where they can clearly just give you a hint and you can latch on to that hint because it's specifically leading you into the direction that you're trying to go. You know, it may not be completed, but it's just basically saying, what? This is the direction that you should be lit. Not, it's always a wishbone. It's always a fork in the road. It's always a paved road and a gravel road. We ain't gonna tell you which one is paved. We want you to take the gravel road anyway because we like that rough ride. We like sending you through the rough terrain. Into that. People get tired of that nonsense, man. We at the end, man. We at the end. We at the end could be at the end of the year. We at the end. They could fight at the end of the year, the whole nother division. We at the end don't tell us anything. We at the end don't mean it's next. We at the end don't mean it's next. Crawford can be next up for his mandatory, up next, and then they can fight somewhere at the end of the year. The only one that's not going to benefit from the time off, I mean from being from the inactivity is Spence, because he say I don't apologize for inactivity, and also we know that Spence has been on record as saying he don't need tune-ups. So, you know, him being off over a year, if they was to fight at the end of the year, that can, okay, we at the end. Okay, they finished negotiation, this, that. It can be a fight that's at the end of the year. I don't know. I'm assuming again. I'm going out on a limb to assume. I can be absolutely wrong and I wouldn't give a damn. Because really, I haven't been thinking about this. You know what I'm saying? I've been on record as saying the fight ain't gonna happen. But in a few days, it's Christmas all over again in March, y'all. Salute to Santa for coming on in. For real. I swear to God, Santa rolled by Blunt's crib and dropped him some presents down the chimney. And they said, God, Santa, man. Oh my God, Santa, thank you. Just when I thought it was over, Santa come dropping me some freaking Big Fish t-shirts. Thank you, Santa. Oh man, I love you, Santa. Thanks for giving me and replenishing my hope. Thank you, Santa. Thank you. Dude, that's what I see, dog. Like, did Santa drop by the crib? Did Santa drop by the crib, man? Y'all tell me, did he drop to the crib? Facts, I was over this about a year and a half ago. Ain't shit changed, man. Hey, hold your square, Andrew. Stand on all of them. Man, I'm not jumping off this mug, man. Every single time, man. No. We ain't playing musical chairs, bro. You ain't playing musical chairs with my intelligence, man. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not cool. WBO said Bud and Rocha had until 3/19 to finalize a deal. Y'all know what's about to happen next. Stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Stick to it. If you believe that's gonna be next, stick to it. Don't try to sit up here and say, okay, let me throw this flashcard out here. Let me throw that flashcard over here. And pretty much both flashcards are on two different topics, but I'm going to make it seem like, nah, we get to the same conclusion with both flashcards, even though they're talking about two different subjects. No, don't be trying to say 319 they finalized the deal. It could be Rocha or Bud Tweet said we at the end. Oh, they ended the deal. So him and Spence is gonna fight next. No, stay the course now. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Stop. Don't do it. Stop playing now. Y'all gonna be looking like that puppy on my thumbnail. When it's all said and done, y'all gonna be looking like that puppy on my thumbnail, bro. And don't come over here, dropping mad emojis, angry bird emojis and shit. No, because I try to tell you. Andrew said, I hope Bud never fights Spence at this point. Spence, I don't care. Spence isn't even that big of a deal in the sport. Extremely overhyped. Look, man, it's out the sport. And like I say several times over, there's not too many people that's speaking on him. But this is why I had to speak on the tweets, because I'm like, Bud, your name is popping. You're one of the hottest topics on YouTube. So therefore, it's no need to send out the subliminal tweets, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no need. Like, what are we, the consumers and fans, supposed to do when certain people are very desperate to believe that this fight is going to happen in 23? When you have desperate fans, they're so gullible, they're willing to believe anything that you put out there. But when it comes to brainstorming and troubleshooting, that's just extra effort that people are not trying to go through, that totally understands that you can be a lot more clear. You can be a lot more concise in what you're speaking on. We at the end, I don't know what that is. We at the end of what? Boys to Men? At the end of the road? No, we at the end. We ain't no more negotiation. No more negotiation. That's what we got from at the end. Talks are off. But instead of saying we at the end, talks are off, because we ain't getting nowhere, it's like we at the end. I don't know. I don't want to assume, man. I don't want to assume. Because assuming and you get it wrong, then they act like you should hold culpability for that. No. I'm putting that culpability. I'm being honest. I'm putting it on the sender of the message, goddammit. IB says, say it with your chest. Subliminal tweets will always get received different ways from different people. No doubt. No true words. Straight to the point. Will always get received from different people. Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. Y'all see what Keyshawn said, 318, about fighting on Spence and Bud on the card. If the fight wasn't happening, why should Keyshawn even say that? Listen, I can't speak for Keyshawn. I can't speak for any of these fighters that have the opportunity to be where they at in life. You know what I'm saying? Above average, right? Above average in this humanity. Above average, right? They are above average. They're considered somewhat of a higher tier status of notoriety. So for them to have the power to use Twitter as a controller, a joystick, and play around like it's a game, and to see how many views or how many responses they can get. Come on, man. It's cats that's average, content creators out here that do the same thing. It's called clickbait. It's more so titled clickbait with us because we're putting out content. But with the fighters, they don't get ridiculed like that for clickbait. They just send out subliminal ass tweets and they want people to just scurry around and try to find out, oh my God. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Come on, man. No, man, speak clearly. Like you're doing an interview, like it's press week. You know what I'm saying? Speak clearly. That's what adults supposed to do. Speak clearly now. You know what I'm saying? Just tell us what we need to hear. Speak clearly to us, man. Be direct. I don't know what Keyshawn was talking about, on the undercard. Undercard could be at the end of the year, whatever. Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. I hope y'all are somewhere in the area of right. You know what I'm saying, Blinds? I hope y'all are somewhere in the area of right about some information, because I have absolutely zero posts that this fight is next. Zero. I have zero posts that this fight, zero posts that this zero posts that this fight is happening next, that bond. And everybody, I have zero posts. Why would Bomac say he ain't trying to have a sparring session with Rocha, basically, and ain't no real fight? Look, Bomac has every right, training who he's trained and the fighters that he has, to say he ain't no sparring session. Okay? He has every right. But how many people was mentioning Bomac's name when the negotiations was going on last year? Didn't nobody mention Bomac? And he's supposed to be Terrence Crawford manager, I believe, right? Still? Right? Did you hear people mention Bomac during the negotiations? No. All I was talking about is Crawford, Al Heyman, Spence, Al Heyman, Crawford, Spence, Al Heyman, Crawford, Spence. That's all you heard. And then every now and then, Espinosa name would come in there. Well, to be honest, negotiations is going great. And we should hear something in the upcoming days. I'm not saying that the fight is going to be happening, but, due to the inflation, it's going to be tough to make the fight. I don't know. But I do know the Cardinals are playing. And, yeah, they're talking about Sesame Street maybe coming on again. And they're thinking about up the line doing tag team boxing. Come on, bro. No. Blunts is now trying to place characters in capitalization form. Whether it's capitalized or lowercase, it still doesn't register. It doesn't move the needle for me, bro. The fight is next. It doesn't matter if it's capitalization, bro. It still mean the same thing. Shout out to my guy in the building, man. Tony Boswell on deck. Much respect at World Combat Sports in the chat. Stop there and show support. And hit the like button. Just got off work. Salute, my brother. No doubt, Tony. Salute to you. We just talking about, the usual. I just had to address, the grand news that's having people perk up again. It has them smiling. You know what I'm saying? It has them running to the store to get a 6-pack just so they can calm their ass down. You know what I'm saying? It has them going online using a whole lot of smiling emojis. Yeah, it happened. And I'm like, no, I don't believe any of it. I have some individuals that have the same thought process as myself. They have the right to be doubtful. You know what I'm saying, Tony? I have the right to be doubtful. It's not that I'm giving up. What am I giving up on? I have the right to be doubtful on this particular topic. But shout out to Tony Boswell in the building, man. I'm definitely staying the course. Ain't no roach in sight. You stay the course. There's a lot of people stay the course, man. I've seen a lot of people growing up, I'm going to summer camp all the time on this huge ass farm. I saw a lot of people stay the course. You know what I'm saying? They say, hey, those yellow signs, make sure you turn around and use your oar to turn around and head back. Don't go past those yellow signs. I see a lot of people, stay the course. They go past them goddamn signs. There's a big ass waterfall down there. They stayed the course though. Oh man, I like this current. I really don't even have to row anything. Something Does something seem different to you? It seems like the canoe is speeding up a little bit. You don't see anything wrong with it? Look, there's more whitecap waves. What is going on? Is we need to really start paddling really fast. No, stay the course. Stay the course, man. You have on life jackets. Stay the course, man. For real, dog. Mad Dog, what's good? He said, I really hope Spence Jr. stand on his nuts and fights that Omaha monster. I do too, man. I do too. It's just at this point in time, you know, how it all plays out in the media, how information continues to flow the same way. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing cleaned up about it. You know, we up here doing freaking, you know, troubleshoot. You know what I'm saying? Troubleshoot mania. No, bro, we ain't trying to have that, man. We trying to have an effect for good. Positivity. We need to understand what we're trying to figure out. Make it simple for us. Lead us in the right direction. We'll figure out the rest. Link it together. That's all we need. We ain't trying to go in a whole nother freaking mental region when it's all the way over here. And we, you know what I'm saying? No, we ain't trying to do that. We ain't trying to damn haze ourselves, man. I will believe it when it comes into fruition. Other than that, I'm looking at it like it's not going to happen. Hey, everyone think for yourself. I'm not trying to persuade anybody. All I was saying is when it comes down to the mental health aspect of it, I think some people's mental health has been dilapidated over a period of time staying too close to the YTC. Because there's a lot of information that we see that's playing out in certain people. They have received information from certain, different resources over and over and over again. And it's so much to the point where they need to do a mental detox. They need to stay away from YouTube for at least about a good week. Detox themselves and come back with a fresh mind. But I know it's not going to happen. No tune-up, Spence ready to get knocked out. Nah, man. Low-key, Blush, man. He really going for Spence, dog. For real. I ain't believe anything. I hope they do make it. 16 or 17 years since Zab 05 to 07, 3-belt era. Boxing need this fight. That's what I'm talking about, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? We need that fight, so why can't it happen? Like, check this out, being that you mentioned that. What about 154? That happened with ease. What's wrong with 47? Is it like a chemical spill there, Tony? Around the perimeter of 147 is a chemical spill? Do you need a hazmat team to go clear that shit first? What's wrong? 168. How can Canelo be the first? Canelo was the first. Why can't somebody? Come on, man. In the 4-belt era, what's taking so long? Why can't you be the first in the 4-belt era? What's taking so long, man? What's taking so long? Crawford said when he did it, everybody else wanted to do it. I can't too much call him a lie because there's a lot of names after Crawford that I'm saying to myself, wow, this is incredible. How many undisputed 4-belt era champions came after Crawford did it? That's what makes this achievement so special. Like, he was an elite entity. What's keeping them so long at 147 from making this happen, bro? Why is it taking so long? I don't know, bro. That's unbelievable. Like, it'll be somebody who if this don't happen, it'll be somebody that's low key that too familiar with, and somehow they'll fight. Probably what the same setup. Somebody had 3 belts, the other one has 1, and then they'll finally fight. Just like 2 and 2 potentially, just like Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? It might be 2 and 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Jamel Charlo. He was able to scoop up 2 belts with Jason Rosario. That's cool. I ain't mad at him. He scooped up 2, unified, went down there and, picked up Brian Castano in the rematch, man. It's all good. But man, y'all hold this down, man. And live healthy lives on this YouTube community. Live healthy lives. You understand? Because I'm gonna continue to talk my ish regardless. You know what I'm saying? Fake news. I just think Crawford Spence in 2023 is fake news. You know what I'm saying? I think, just like I said, pay-per-view is gonna be $3.39 on MySpace. Real talk. They're gonna provide you with the app, and you'll be able to watch this pay-per-view for $3.39. And see, I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say I'm going to buy 13 pay-per-views and put them in the house of some listeners in my chat so they can watch that pay-per-view. For real. I'm gonna buy 13 at $3 a piece. Yeah, man. I'm giving back. But until next time, man, y'all hold it down, man. Continue to support the channel and turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.